Anna, this is another terrible story, isn't it? Or terrible case. Another young girl, uh, her life cut short just on the threshold of life, really. She had lots of plans. She was going to join the military. She was hoping to become a K9 officer eventually. To all intents, everyone's got nice things to say about Anna. But when you really look at it, her family, look at her family. I'm sorry, but you've got the father who's got a penchant for young girls himself, who, ended up having a relationship with his babysitter and then ended up marrying her when she was 18 years old. So Anna's stepmom is probably not that much older than her. And then there was her biological mum, who we watched the video about her, which, she was a drug addict. She put drugs and other men before Anna. And Anna and her were estranged when Anna died. And I feel for her because, she wasn't there. She had nothing to do with it. But when was she really there for Anna? So she's got a father who's practically a PDF. She's got a biological mother who, put her second to men and drugs. Said that she became a drug addict because she was told that if she didn't, they would kill her because, she had to get high with them, because if she didn't, she must be an undercover police person or a snitch. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. She won't take ownership of anything. Everything's everybody else's fault to Anna's biological mother, in my opinion. Just own it. You were an addict. Lots of people are addicts. Being an addict is, is a horrible thing. We have to. I do feel sympathy for addicts. People can get addicted to all kinds of things, but this woman, she won't even admit really that it's her own responsibility as to whether she's an addict or not. So that sort of pissed me off. So I thought, so her father's a PDF. Her mother is an a recovering drug addict who never put her first. Her first stepmom is the babysitter that her dad had an affair with, who's probably not that much older than her. And then her second stepmother, if you like, or whether you could call her a stepmother, Shauna, her sons ended up killing Anna. Who cared? Why was Anna put in that cabin with two teenage boys, one of which, this stepson, the 16-year-old, Tim Hudson, I think his name is, supposedly had an unhealthy interest in Anna? I feel like Anna was left like a lamb to the slaughter on this cruise ship, put in the same bedroom as him, even though supposedly, there had been issues between them before. So I feel like Anna was let down by everyone. Honestly, I really do feel like that. I think about Anna a lot. I think about all of the cases that I talk about a lot. But Anna really gets to me because I feel like, she was on a cruise with her whole family, with loads of people on a cruise. There's thousands of people on a cruise anyway. And then she was there with her biological father, her stepmother, her biological brother, her stepbrother, and other children that I don't know if they're mutual. It's a very complicated family arrangement. And her grandparents, they were all there, and she still was not safe. Just seems terrible to me. Anyway, what we're going to look at is what her grandparents had to say. And I'll just leave you to say, I don't want to say anything bad, but I've never seen such a lack of emotion. Do you think that we'll have a look in a minute? You tell me, are they in shock or something? Because I think if my granddaughter had been murdered by, my son's new lover's son, I'd be fuming. I'd be absolutely and maybe that's just me, and maybe I'm too dramatic. I don't know, but I'll leave you to think about to what we're going to watch it, and I'll let you agree. Hi, proud liberal. Just making sure I haven't missed anyone. Thank you, Julie, for the candles for them. So let's have a look at what Anna's grandparents had to say. Oh, now something else we'll look at first. So it has been declared a homicide. So Anna's death has officially been declared a homicide. So there's no question it's a murder. But again, nobody has been arrested. So this boy who's only 16, who's thought to be the prime suspect, he has not been arrested. So let's just have a look at this first.
Stuffed under a bed, wrapped in a blanket, and covered by life vests. Now police say Anna Kepner was murdered while on a cruise with her family. A death certificate provided to ABC actually shows the 18-year-old's death was ruled a homicide by mechanical asphyxia by another person. Her family says the FBI told them it might have been an arm held across.
So, homicide by mechanical asphyxia by another person may have been caused by an arm lock. I've got a sort of, I wonder if, the thing, because apparently, according to this girl's ex-boyfriend, the step brother had got on top of Anna before when she was sleeping. So is it something that got out of hand and maybe either put her in an arm lock or lay on top of her, because this sort of mechanical asphyxia can be caused by pressure on the chest. So I'm wondering, did he, just go too far, not realise? I'd like to think that he did not mean to kill her, but of course he did kill her all the same. And then could you imagine when he realised, he'd be like, oh no, sorry, come on, wake up. And she didn't wake up because she'd got, he'd done it for too long, or he'd done it too hard. Some people are more susceptible to these kind of things, aren't they? It's strange, isn't it? Because you hear other people saying it takes so long to kill someone. But other people, there was that case not long ago in America, wasn't there, of a guy on a train that just tried to, this guy with mental health issues was having a bit of a, rampage. And this guy who was previously in the services got hold of him and put him in an arm lock, to stop him from carrying on attacking other people. And this guy died. So, and I'm sure, he did not mean to kill this guy. He was just trying to subdue him. So I wonder if this maybe is what happened with Anna. Was this brother just like angry with Anna and then trying to subdue her? I don't know. Maybe he was trying to do an SEX attack on her. There is no sign that she has been attacked in that way. She also had no alcohol or drugs in her system. That has been released as well. So she hadn't been drinking. She supposedly, hadn't she, been out with the family, fell ill, gone back to the hotel room. But the grandparents say that she did come back out and she was all dressed up. So I think she did come back out after that. Then she went back into the room. And was he waiting for her in the room? Well, it was his room as well. Or did he know she was in the room on her own and he thought he'd take advantage of that because he's got this unhealthy interest in her? But it's very possible, isn't it, that he killed her by accident. But it has been ruled a homicide, so it's being treated as a homicide.
Anna's neck. No formal charges have been filed, but a court filing in an unrelated family court matter notes Anna's minor stepbrother could face charges. Anna's grandparents now speaking out to ABC about their independent granddaughter, who is set to graduate high school in May, aspiring to join the Navy.
She had purpose. She wanted to do things. And this little tiny 100.
Yeah. Now, so here's the grandparents. Here's a mama or grandma. I think think there's something wrong with me sometimes. I just don't think I could be on there smiling, talking about her. I'd be like going mad. Is it me or what? Just, or do you think they're still in shock? Do you think they're in shock and they're just not quite registered? So don't forget, this is not the grandma of the stepbrother. This is the father's parents. So these are Anna's biological grandparents, the mother and father of her father, who is, of course, the guy with the penchant for young girls. So apparently, according to Anna's biological mother, who said the other day that he'd had 24 affairs while they were together, 3 of which were with young girls under the age of 17. So, he's not exactly a prize, is he? So I think this family is very odd.
110-pound girl. She was mighty, very mighty.
We were looking forward to seeing our girl.
For more, let's bring in our ABC News contributor and former FBI agent Richard Frankel. So what do you make of the fact that a suspect is yet to be charged, despite Anna's death now being ruled a homicide?
We're going to watch the full interview in a moment. We'll just watch this first.
Aside.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that it hasn't happened yet. I do believe that law enforcement is still gathering the relevant information. We just had the death certificate, I believe, came out that ruled it a homicide and talks about it being mechanical asphyxiation, which is, another term for where basically somebody was either choked to death or compressed on their chest and caused them to die. In this case, there's also some information or intelligence that there were marks on Anna's neck that would indicate that this was in fact a choking of some type. The issue is that there are no witnesses, at least as of now, and really all they have is going to be either forensic evidence. It's either going to be the technical forensic evidence or it's going to be the physical forensic evidence, such as DNA and other maybe bodily fluids or other types of evidence in that manner. That takes time for both the techs to work on and also for the labs to work on. So we're not going to see anything, I think, until all this has gone through the system and they've come out with any connections, if at all.
Got it. So Anna's grandparents, who actually sat in on parts of the stepbrother's interview with police, say that he does not remember what happened the night of Anna's killing. How are police likely going to move?
Yeah, so these grandparents, when we watch their full interview in a minute, you'll see they were sat in on some of the interviews with this boy. They're not his grandparents, so I'm not really sure. Why would they be sat in? Where's his biological grandparents? These are the grandparents of Anna. Do you understand what I said? Why were they sat in on the interviews? They're not any relationship to him, really. Just doesn't make sense to me, the whole thing. It's really weird. Anyway, he said he can't remember what happened. That's going to be his defense, isn't it? Oh, don't remember what happened. Yeah, he remembers. He knows exactly what happened. And he probably has killed her by accident and then went into a panic. But he's never going he needs to tell. If that was my grandson, I'd be saying to him, look, you've got to just tell the truth. Never mind saying you don't bloody remember, for God's sake.
Forward, especially since, he's a minor and this makes things more complicated.
Definitely. Questioning him is always an issue when somebody's a minor. As you said, the grandparents have sat in. I believe what they're going to try to do is get more of that intelligence, more of that evidence information, and then go back at the stepbrother and see if there's anything they can do to basically recall his memory, if anything. If he either refuses to do that or he continues basically just to say that he does not remember anything, they're going to have to move forward again with whatever forensic evidence they have. They're also going to be looking again at, his phones. They're going to be looking at anything that may have shown that he was had more than just brotherly feelings for Anna, or that there was something else that might have caused him to make a physical attack against Anna. And it's really going to come down to that forensic evidence.
Do you think it's possible there's more than one suspect?
I believe there's probably one, main suspect.
Right, he already answered.
But I do believe that they have other people that they are looking at. And the reason for that is even though we've heard that other people did not enter into the room, I'm sure law enforcement wants to make that determination themselves. They're going to be going through the card keys, the videos. They're going to make sure there was no other person in that room at any time that led up to the death of Anna. And so they're going to actually have to go back pretty far into that cruise from the last time she was seen until she was actually found underneath the bed.
All right, Richard Frankel, we'll stay on the.
So that's what he's got to say. Let's see the full interview now, and you let me know what you think. To me, I think it's bizarre, but anyway, there you go. That's my opinion. I'm very interested to see what other people think.
For the first time, the grandparents of 18-year-old Anna Kepner, who died on a Carnival Horizon cruise ship earlier this month, breaking their silence.
I just screamed. I couldn't stop screaming.
Barbara and Jeffrey Kepner were on board the 7-day cruise in the Caribbean with their son, his wife, and their grandchildren.
So look, this is the family that were on this cruise. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 members of this family. So there's Anna, poor Anna. That's the Tim, I think, who's accused. Well, he hasn't been accused yet because he hasn't been arrested. Nobody's been arrested. But he's the stepbrother who supposedly is thought to have killed this girl. This is her biological brother. I'm not really sure who the other. Honestly, I'm so totally confused. Oh, that's Shauna, is it? That's the stepmother. That's Anna's biological father who, he seems to have all these women, 24 affairs. What do they see in him? What is he using, Rofinol or something? I mean, come on. What do women see in him? But anyway, doesn't seem to have a problem finding women. And he's had at least 3 affairs with women who were, girls under the age of 17, one of which he ended up marrying when she got to the age that he could marry her. And these are the grandparents, I presume. So all those people, all this family were on this cruise, and Anna was not safe. I think it's disgusting. Honestly, I do. I can't believe she was put in that room in such close proximity to this boy who, supposedly had a history of acting inappropriately towards her. And you can see he might be 2 years younger than Anna, but he's a lot taller than her, a lot bigger than her, isn't he? She's just pint-sized. And he may be 2 years younger, but look at the height of him. Should never, ever have been put in a bedroom that small, close proximity with that boy.
Children enjoying time as a family. Anna staying with her brother and stepbrother in a stateroom, seen here.
Do you remember the last time that you saw Anna?
We had dinner. Anna wasn't feeling well. She just said, Mima, I think I'm going to go back to my room for a little bit. And she must have felt better because she got dressed up and she came down. We were playing in the casino. She didn't win anything. And she said, Mima, I love you guys. I'll see you later. And we never saw her again after that.
The next morning, an announcement over the ship's broadcast system changed everything.
They called for a medical alert team to go to a stateroom. And when they said the number, I recognized the number immediately. The room steward that was going in to clean the room is the one that found her.
She was found concealed under the bed. I was told that she pulled back the mattress and found Anna.
What did the FBI say was the
Now, there are no tears. There are no, maybe I shouldn't be judging. I'm just thinking how I would be if my granddaughter, if that, where are the tears? Where's the I don't think this is lacking in emotion, or am I imagining it? You just tell me what you think.
official cause of death?
The FBI contacted my son and family and told us our cause of death was asphyxiation.
Anna's grandmother said one possibility they're considering whether it was caused by a so-called bar hold, an arm across the neck.
You take the elbow like this. They said when they took her body to the medical examiner's office, it was in perfect condition.
Is it that? Sorry. Honestly, the first time I watched this, my jaw was dropping. Because when she gets the elbow then and does this, it's like, what? But she's so sort of...
Bar hold, an arm across the neck.
You take the elbow like this. They said when they took her body to the medical examiner's office, it was in perfect condition.
Kepner telling ABC News they were told their granddaughter's body showed no signs of sexual assault or drugs or alcohol in her system. In an unrelated custody dispute, Anna's stepmother calling Anna's stepbrother, who is a minor, a suspect in Anna's death.
Do you think he had anything to do with Anna's death?
I mean, he was in a room with her. He was the only one seen coming and going. So I can't accuse him because I don't know what happened in that room.
She's smiling again. I'd be fuming. No, she doesn't know what happened. She says, I can't accuse him because I don't know what happened. That's fair enough, but it seems pretty obvious what happened, really, to me. He was in the room with her and then she winds up dead, for God's sake. Who else did it? Was it a ghost who just went in there and did it? Who did it? Very strange family, this, aren't they? I don't know. Maybe it's me who's strange and they're normal. I don't know.
But the summation would be that he did something.
And has he said anything to you about what happened?
I heard him, in his own words, say he does not remember what happened.
Anna's grandmother says she's...
In his own words, he says he doesn't remember what happened, but she doesn't seem to think that's strange or anything. I'm speechless.
Sat in on a portion of the stepbrother's interview with the FBI.
He was an emotional mess.
Oh.
He couldn't even speak.
Oh.
He couldn't believe what had happened.
Anna's grandparents say she...
Do you know, she seems to feel sympathy towards him. No, he probably is an emotional mess who can't believe what's happened, but he knows what's happened. He probably did not mean to kill her. He probably put her in a chokehold. He was probably bullying her, just being a bully towards her, exercising his strength and whatever, and he went too far, and when he realised he'd killed her, he's panicked. I can see that. I understand that. He would have been pretty much an idiot, really, to deliberately murder someone on a cruise ship like that. But we see, what's this? She's smiling again there. They're walking there, holding hands, smiling. This is like, honestly, this to me, this family, it's like the Addams family. I'm sorry, I'm just saying what I think. I don't like to sort of go for families and stuff, but this is how it feels. The more interviews that I see around this, do you know, like the Addams family, where you've got the weird family and then you've got the one normal one? It's like Anna was the one normal one. No wonder she wanted to join the military, get out of this situation. She's got a father who likes young girls. She's got these grandparents who seem to be, I don't know what they are. She's got a mother who was a drug addict, a recovering drug addict who had no contact with her daughter for the last couple of years, and blaming it all on everybody else. And it was that normal one, in the Addams family, while all the others are weird, in my opinion. Where's the emotion of these grandparents sticking up for him? He's not even their relative. They've not even been together for a long time.
And her stepbrother were close.
They were just like brother and sister.
What else could you tell me about him?
That he was a good student.
Played soccer.
He played soccer, very quiet young man. He had demons. I think, in his past,
Oh,
and he was trying to deal with those.
Anna's stepbrother has
oh, he had demons. I'd be like, this person has taken the life of my granddaughter. If this person, at least, well, I wouldn't even be there doing an interview, to be quite frank. But anyway, they are, and that's fine. But she's like, oh, he's got his demons. Oh, just what is wrong with this family? This girl, honest to God, this poor girl.
not been arrested or charged with the crime. Attorneys for both the stepbrothers' parents did not respond to ABC's request for comment. The FBI and medical examiner's office also declined to comment.
Huh.
Anna's family focused now on honoring their granddaughter, a high school senior and straight A student
Poor
who
girl.
planned to join the
That
military.
poor girl.
She had purpose. She wanted to do things. And this little
Yeah.
tiny 110-pound girl,
What's wrong with this woman? What's wrong with her? The way she's talking about her. Maybe she's in shock. Maybe I'm being unfair because maybe she still can't quite believe what's happened. But you tell me that this is a normal way of behaving. I don't think it is.
she was mighty, very mighty.
We were
She-
looking
she
forward
had
to
a
seeing her
job.
grow.
What do you hope for now in this moment for your family?
I hope that we can heal. Whatever happened in that room, the only person responsible is the person that was in the room with Anna.
I hope that we can heal. What about Anna? Oh, dear me. Anna's not going to be healing, is she?
What does justice look like for your family?
Whatever the law says, I'm not going to advocate for anything more
Oh,
or
sure.
anything less. And that will be for the courts to decide.
Right, okay.
We are still
fair
waiting for
enough. Fair enough. It is for the courts to, and she's far too. The lack of emotion in this interview really struck me when I watched it. It was like, where's the demands for justice for Anna? Where's, be like, we're going to fight. All right, I know you can't sort of directly accuse someone, but it feels like she's more sympathetic towards him. And where's the demands for justice for this girl? Anna was like I feel like she was the forgotten one in this family. And it's such a shame she didn't get away from it and get to do a military service and become a K9. She just like, who cared about Anna?
The official toxicology and autopsy reports to be released. Barbara and Jeffrey still don't know exactly what happened in that stateroom. They might never know. For now, they are grieving Anna, who wanted to join the Navy and had a bright future ahead.
Yeah. Anyway, please let me know what you think in comments. Maybe I'm being unfair, but I just thought it was bizarre, to be honest. Yeah, they could be in shock, and that might be why this total lack of emotion. But I think she had more emotion when she was talking about the lad and his demons. But that guy, the boy, the 16-year-old, he's no relationship to them whatsoever. Anna, they've known Anna since she was born. She is their biological grandchild. They should be more. Do you see what I'm saying? Why are they sympathetic to him? I don't understand it. I just don't. He's a stranger, really, to that family. Anyway, I just wanted to tell you about that. So the update about Anna is the grandparents have spoken out, and it has been declared a homicide caused by mechanical asphyxiation. But nobody has been arrested or charged yet. So this boy is only 16, so that makes things complicated. He's supposed to be in a psychiatric facility. Well, he was taken to a psychiatric facility immediately after it happened. Isn't he now supposed to be in the family of one of the relatives or whatever? He's probably with them. He's probably... God. Anyway, so more to come on this case. But I just wanted to update you. Hi, James. I just wanted to update you what was going on. And yeah, that's it, really. I haven't really got any more to say about that case. So, but I will let you know, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to press notifications. And as soon as, if there's any updates, I will be on to tell you about them.